Positive, we improve our technology and obtain sufficient supply of what we require. We can accomplish our occupations or activities more easily now that we have access to technology. It assists other countries in providing enough supply of what they require. Negative, as a result of globalization, the gap between wealthy and poor people has widened further, drowning the Philippines in the poverty and causing social inequality among people. People die unattended as a result of denial jobs and resources to its own residents.
Positive effects of globalization. Companies can develop more cost-effective ways to create their goods as a result of globalization. It also boosts global competition, which lower prices and provide customers with a wider range of options. People in both emerging and developed countries benefit from lower prices since they can live better on less money. People in civilization exchange their ideas, experience, and ways of life. People can try cuisines and items that were previously unavailable in their home nations. People may become more conscious of global challenges such as deforestation and global warming as a result of globalization, and they may be more aware of the need for sustainable development. Negative effects of globalization. It has had certain negative consequences in wealthy countries. Terrorism, employment insecurity, currency fluctuation, and pricing instability are some of the negative outcomes of globalization. Increased transportation of goods. One of the most fundamental benefits of globalization is that it allows companies to sell their own products and source labor, raw materials, and components from new markets. As a result of both of these realities, finished items can now travel farther than ever before, possibly halfway around the globe. In the past, products were more likely to be created, sold, and consumed locally. Awareness. While many of the environmental impacts of globalization have been negative, its rise has raised worldwide environmental awareness.
Global economic growth and industrial productivity are both the driving force behind globalization and its primary repercussions. They also have significant environmental implications as they contribute to the depletion of natural resources, deforestation, ecosystem damage, and biodiversity loss. Companies can develop more cost-effective ways to create their goods as a result of globalization. It also boosts global competition, which lower prices and provides customers with a wider range of options. People in both emerging and developed countries benefit from lower prices since they can live better on less money. Skill technical improvement that follow this phenomenon have negative consequences, reducing the demand for unskilled labor. Direct foreign investment too is unconcerned with low-wage workers, preferring instead to hire highly qualified individuals. Due to rapid technological advancements, the old concept of work may vanish, while new and inventive jobs emerge in favor of highly specialized professions. Most emerging nations, which were unable to adapt to new technology, have seen an increase in hidden unemployment, a lack of new jobs openings, and a worsening in real wage rates as a result of globalization.
Positive globalization. Positive globalization creates opportunities, ideas, and markets for exporting and importing goods from other countries. As a result, there are a number of advantages to globalization. It expands opportunities for firms in less developed countries to enter more and larger markets around the world. This can result in greater access to capital flows, technology, and human capital, as well as cheaper imports and larger export markets. It enables businesses in less developed countries to join international product network and supply chain which serve as the primary means of trade. Negative globalization. Negative globalization can also cause workers to migrate from their home countries in poorer countries to more developed countries to search of work. Migrant laborers may leave their families and live temporarily in another country, disrupting the family and social fabric of their home communities. Furthermore, the majority of their earnings may be sent home, reducing the benefits of their employment in the country where they are employed. Foreign workers frequently immigrate to another country and because they continue to live their own neighborhood, practice their own religion, customs, and even follow their own law, there are something accused of being unwilling to accept their own country.
Positive effect of globalization. Importantly, globalization has also expanded people's understanding of one another by making, importing, or bringing in things, and exporting or sending out goods increasingly cheaper, allowing for the better economic growth. Negative effect of globalization. As part of society, I am aware that globalization has resulted in several negative changes in our country because of product trading in other nations. One of the negative effects of globalization is a decrease in sales of our own goods.
One of the positive impacts of globalization is in economic growth. It is widely believed that increased globalization leads to greater economic growth for all parties. There are several reasons why this might be the case. Access to labor. Globalization gives all nations to a wider labor pool. Developing nations with a shortage of knowledge workers might, for example, import labor to kickstart industry. Wealthier nations, on the other hand, might outsource low-skilled work to developing nations with a lower cost of living to reduce the cost of goods sold and pass those savings onto the customers. Access to jobs. This point is directly related to labor. Through globalization, developing nations often gain access to jobs in the form of work that's been outsourced by wealthier nations. Well, there are potential pitfalls to this. This work can significantly contribute to the local economy. The negative impact of globalization is it increased competition. When viewed as a whole, global free trade is beneficial to the entire system. Individual companies, organizations, and workers can be disadvantaged, however, by global competition. This is similar to how these parties might be disadvantaged by domestic competition. The pool has simply widened. With this in mind, some firms, industries, and citizens may elect government to pursue protectionist policies designed to buffer domestic firms or workers from foreign competition. Protectionism often takes the form of tariffs, quotas, or non-tariff barriers, such as quality or sanitation requirements that make it more difficult for a competing nation or business to justify doing business in the country. These efforts can be often be detrimental to the overall economic performance of both parties.
Positive and negative effect of globalization.
With a slew of multinational corporations flocking to Africa to tap into continent customer base, more jobs are being created, allowing citizens in these countries to earn higher wages and improve their living standards. The foreign exchange that these multinational or other countries bring also contributes to the growth of these countries and economies. Countries' economies will benefit wherever investors invest, as the number of investors looking for investment opportunities increases around the world, which they rely on each other's commerce. Different countries' economies are becoming more intertwined as a result of globalization. Negative effect of globalization. In the most developed countries, it is a significant issue. People travel a lot now because of globalization. Some of them travel abroad to study.
conduct business, wish relatives, work, or receive medical treatment. Not all of them, however, are completely truthful. Many terrorists arrive in foreign countries on a work visa with the hidden intention to carry out the terrorist attack. It's a problem that has made the citizens fearful because they don't trust their neighbors. Terrorists unfortunately recruit young people and residents of the country, convincing them that they are doing the right thing. As a result, society is filled with fear, mistrust, and tension.